Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we have 10 people in the server, and we switched things around. Actually, we're gonna shoot the poop.
We needed something hotter than dust. Okay.
Wait. Can you? Oh, you guys can hear me? Okay, great. So I'm gonna be casting.
No, you're not. Actually,
you?
we are because we're actually live in this matchup.
Okay,
though.
all right.
Thanks,
we'll
Marissa.
See you later.
Do you want to do a round with us? No, she gave up.
We missed a freaking pistol round. It's 1-0 for Heroic on train. Now my audio's messed.
I'm scared to speak.
Should we start going like this too?
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo.
Okay. At least we'll take it back on track and go with it. So we do have Heroic starting off here on the CT side. For the Need for Seat roster rundown, it is Free, Snappy, Madi, Valde, and Glaive. And for Optic Gaming, we have Daps, Rush, Stanislaw, Naf, and Mixwell. While Optic Gaming at this point, losing that pistol, are going to be on
they shouldn't have rushed B. They had a very complicated strategy. This player died, pushed too far.
That's how analysts color commentary works. Okay. I could try that.
Yeah, we make it look easy, too.
So let's see what happens now as Optic Gaming are going to play this very slowly now. They do have smokes to work with, so this could be an execution for them to at least just try to get a bomb plant, while for Heroic are still setting up pretty much default here all over in B and A. Mind you, just a quick update that I've just gotten. We got a small delay because one of the Optic guys forgot their earbuds after all. So they had to go pick it up, and here comes the action. So it is the execute inside the A bomb site to try to get a plant in the smoke. Will it work? So far, 3 of them have fallen for Optic Gaming. It is now a 4-on-1 situation. Stanislaw will not get it. Taken down by Madi. It is 2 unanswered rounds now.
Yeah, and that's it, man. Heroic, they got to figure out what to do differently. So they're going to call a pause and talk about it for a second. Actually, I think this might certainly be a technical pause. Now, that plant that they went for on the bomb train with the 3 smokes,
yep.
There's you see how Madi's, or excuse me, I think that's Valde actually, on top of the Z. That boost is really hard to deal with. Like, you can smoke this out as much as you want, but smokes only go so high, and ultimately you got to avoid being spammed. Stanislaw can't get away with it. It almost comes down to luck sometimes, and I think actually a player pushed through to flank him, so absolutely no chance to get the bomb down. Train, the thing is about Train, very hard to win T rounds, but also very easy to get plants, so more opportunities to have really hard to win gun rounds.
So far, Optic, though, hasn't been able to see that bomb plant going through.
Yeah. A bomb plant on the pistol is the easiest round to get it. The second round, it's possible, but harder. And then the rifle rounds, you should be able to get the bomb down most of the time, just because, like, for example, the choke point on the lower ramp, it's really close to the bomb plant zone on B, right? So if you really need to get a plant and you're willing to lose the round for it, you can get all your guys out of that ramp with just like 1 smoke and a flash and almost guarantee putting it down. It's very common to play 4-1 and sometimes even play really far back in inner so you don't lose your solo man inner and then just play retake on B. So sometimes teams will just give you the plant for free because they know that on their CT side, if they have all their guns and all their utility, they'll win the rounds over and over again no matter what guns you have because it is kind of difficult on T side. A lot easier than it was on Old Train, but still difficult.
Now we're looking at the second round execution from Optic when they actually went for that wall of smokes just to try to plant inside the smoke at the default spot, at least for what Stanislaw was doing. Is this sometimes a weakness as well for the T's to do it, as you're really running into the unknown because you're going to see nobody inside the lanes because of those smokes?
Yeah, absolutely. No better way to put it, really.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that sometimes I know what I'm saying.
Sanity check.
2-0 right now in favor of Heroic. It is going to be no pistol plant, nor bomb plants for the first or second round for Optic, so it's going to be a full save. Now for this terrorist team, no armor either. Really saving up the economy as much as they can for this default gun round. Valde pushed all the way up though towards T-Con and was able to spot Mixwell. Drops him down with the FAMAS to give a 1-minute advantage for Heroic. Things have calmed down for a bit. We will call this out that there's a smoke towards lower and also a flash for Pop Dog to give Daps a chance to peek up. But Chris pushed all the way up towards the upper ramp at the ladder side. Gets 2 kills while the third one was taken down by Madi as well.
Now, I talked about how the lower ramp is very common for teams to eco out of, but actually upper is really good for 2 reasons. One, if someone is playing upper and you go lower ramp, you have no way to stop them, and they will be able to peek and control the situation, be able to stop your bomb plant no matter what. But if you go upper, you can either trade him out, find out if you win the round right there, or find out if you're able to get the plant right there. And it's also pretty close to the bomb plant zone. So there's another good reason to go upper instead of down the lower ramp, or at least send someone late upper to shoot someone in the back who is maybe distracted by all the players on the site.
We'll finally see the first real gun run coming through. You wanted to add something here?
No, I was just going to say, classically, you know, everyone runs down the ramp on the eco, right?
Yeah, just to try to split body train and try to get a pop flash coming through towards lower. They spot Monty, force him to fall back now, as it is still a 5-on-5 to stay calm for a bit. Heroic did focus a little bit more defense on the A side to start things out, but now that it has calmed down for the first 30 seconds, they have readjusted their defense, and it's going to be one smoke in the back of this 2-train. One counter smoke from Heroic at the lower ramp as they run through. A big flash as 2 of them are blinded, but Stanislaw at least gets the trade onto Madi. Blade is moving up with the UAP left side of the bomb tree. 1 kill, trying to go for the second one. At least put Stanislaw down to 15 HP. Stanislaw protecting his teammate, trying to get this bomb plant now. Madi on a rotation with Freeze and Snappy, and they're pretty much at virtually the same HP. Now check that out. Stanislaw pushing up towards that lower hump, and with help from Nafly, they take down Snappy. A 1-minute advantage now. Things are looking finally good for Optic, but Freeze evens it up from the knock kill from the 2-train onto the bomb train, and Nafly falls.
Really good timing on that peak. Good patience and discipline. And it looks like we got a bunch of Optic fans out in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Cheering, that's nice.
It was crickets when Heroics were winning around.
Yeah. So I guess I'm cheering for Optic too, because I'm cheering for the crowd.
I'm cheering for Brisk Mate.
Brisk mates, yes. The delicious, refreshing, rejuvenating brisk mates.
And that's how Naf here, thanks to the Brisk Mate, was able to get one of the kills for Optic Gaming, making a score now 3-1, but things are changing quite a bit now for Heroic in terms of their CT defense. They're going to go for a double off setup. They boost up on top of the bomb train, and that's a great spot to spot Mixwell at T-Con. And the op battle falls early here for Optic Gaming.
Yes, it does. Now, T-Con control, because of that, it looks like Naf, I think, has picked up the op in place of Mixwell, who, as us was mentioning, is a very, very formidable second string, I guess, opper for the team, who is not always going to pick it up and most certainly won't do it first. But can make something happen with it. Always good value in that for these types of situations where you got an op lying on the ground. So you got to have at least one other person that really wants to give it a shot. And Snappy, crossing back, could have got caught there off of some awkward timing. He sees a smoke come out of T-Con. It causes the right distraction, but I don't think Nap was in place at the appropriate time. Though Rush finds it actually a trade that favors Glaive, because him returning on that maintains the man advantage for Heroic.
They're trying to get a little bit more control of that ladder room, but now this is more map control for Heroic. But Dap says, nope, well, let's try to take over Ivy side. They are able to kill Snappy, so that's one sniper down. Freeze is still alive with the other off for Heroic. It is a 3 versus 3. 28 seconds left on the clock. They are trying to move inside this side. Glaive is coming back outside the ladder room, but he gets up down by Napfly, so he puts that into work. Daps then the kill onto Freeze, making it a 3 versus 1. And the last 3 guys alive get a kill for Optic, each their own, to make it now 3-2.
That was a really sketchy round. I don't know how it ended up being that way. It looked really good. You got the opening frag. Freeze winning that clean op duel, not taking any damage, barely gave away where he was. And then Snappy ended up dying at Ivy with a nice push through the smoke from Daps, just well-timed. But Snappy, a little bit too antsy maybe, jumping across Ivy. I'm not sure where he was trying to go. Maybe there was a call that pulled him away. But either way, got caught completely out of position. And then Glaive missing a spray. Naflash should have definitely gone down. A lot of opportunities there missed.
A nice entry by Dabs as well from that Ivy side to give a chance for Optic to execute towards that outside bomb site. So far, a save round for Heroic already. First point of contact was Dabs spawning again that boost at the A bomb site. So I guess they're going to have to try put a little bit more pressure, or at least more attention, or give more attention to that spot for Optic Gaming. Dabs only got tagged down to 87 at least.
CT side of Train is probably the most strenuous map in terms of communication of any other map, just because of how crazy it gets outside versus takes. And Heroic went down 1-6 versus Selfless yesterday, right here on Train in this exact same situation. They were playing CT side first. So maybe it's that they have a lot of difficulties figuring out what spots are best and what adjustments to make when you go down a man, because there's so many rotations that need to happen. Like micro ones, right? Like you lose your Ivy guy, then all of a sudden your Bomb Train guy can't sit there anymore because he's got to watch his back. And Do some good damage, Monty. It's like I don't know if he's playing solo inner every round or if he is just this round. It makes sense though. So if you have your lurker on T side, I think it is a really good person to have as a solo site inner. Usually because your lurker is also the person who's the best at clutching, right?
Yep.
Naturally. And so that means that if you lose outside, for example, and he's the last rotate out, he's going to be the last.
Sick shot.
You know, it's a wall bang headshot. That's all that needs to be remembered.
If I think I'm going to give that AK away, no, Nafly is going to go get that frag. So yeah, maybe they lost a player that didn't need to lose for Optic Gaming. At the end, though, it is still going to be them being able to salvage the rest of their weapons, with the exception of Valde, who's still pretty close to the T250. Oh man, they lost another one, and he will be able to maybe save that AK.
Yeah, I think he hangs
No, they
on
killed
to
him.
it.
I think they killed him, yeah.
Really?
I think.
I don't believe it.
I had to look back on the other screens. Yeah,
They
see,
killed
no
him, yeah.
AKs. Yep.
Damn. Well, that's good that they traded that. Good to know that Mixwell is very on point at the moment, hitting all his shots.
I think also because Daps is waiting at that lower, and it's like, I think I heard one CT spawn, because they did rotate all the way back for Heroic to go for a 4-man, basically exit kill stack. That didn't pay off. But unfortunately, now Optic Gaming are working towards the outside bomb site. Glaive on the top of the bomb train. He's going to be to a close range against Nafly. Stanislaw lurking from behind. Good flash for him to peek out and get the kill. But Snappy couldn't get the backstab or the refrag. It's a 2 versus 2 now. Stanislaw and Daps. They still have the bomb alive. They're up against Snappy and Mod. Daps spots him, takes him down, and it's back to a 1-minute advantage for Optic Gaming. Evened up easily as Madi peeks out from that Z-shaped hallway. Top left corner now is Madi. Spawning Daps on the bomb train.
Oh,
and
damn.
Daps wins it.
That was a really creative way of playing that 1v1. I like that a lot. And to call Madi out on watching that upper side of the train, that's when it comes down to a straight-on read. And Daps put himself in the better spot. Really nice 2K from him. And the 1v1 to close out the round versus one of the most clutch players in the tournament, I feel like. So Madi very close to win that. 11 HP. Has Daps dead to rights. But Optic come away with another T round. Invaluable. Every single T round they get. And that one was a 2-for-1. That was just one. So that clutch round, doubly as important.
So ever since then, we had a buy save for Heroic, this time including this round where they have to save. Mixwell missing the op shot, but Glaive at least getting the first kill onto Daps. A 4-on-4, Glaive is pushing through again at the E-box, but Rush stops him in his tracks. At 3 versus 2 now. Freeze, now down. Snappy, last man standing. Long range 5-7 in the face of Rush. Now looking back towards the E-box, but Stanislaw is still waiting there. 5 rounds now coming in for Optic Gaming. As it looks like we have made a fanboy out of Launders as well.
Seems like a very polite crowd, you know?
It's like when you actually putt for par.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Nice try, Heroic, but
all right,
Optic is better. Let's go for the golf clap.
It's a Canadian crowd for you.
Love it. That's the support for everybody, both sides. Double up setup at least for Heroic once again.
Snappy is definitely really good with Knob. I'm not surprised that this is happening. It's good that they make this adjustment early, try to hemorrhage the bleeding right now because Optic, up to 5 rounds, have almost met their quota on T side. And off the top of that smoke, really nice one for Madi. There's not much he could have done about that unless he had the knowledge, right? Unless he knew that was a smoke that existed.
This is good for Heroic at least. They have been able to nullify Mixwell very early in the round so far when Optic were trying to use a sniper to entry. It had to be Nafly that picks it up to get a few kills a few rounds ago.
Madi's got a much easier job to do. They can play also 2-3. That's the other value of getting that opening frag on train. It's normally you have to decide between 4-1 and 2-3, and 5v5. It's really risky to do either. But and you only want 2 if you think it's going to be B. But in this situation, they can afford to have one less person outer because they've already got a kill.
Yep. So their numbers advantage is for Heroic's side. Here comes the execution towards the lower bomb side. Monty has not been blinded, so he lines up 2. What a spray transfer. But it's traded out by Stanislaw. Freezes on the top. We're trying to get a bomb plant now with success for Optic Gaming. It's a 4 versus 2. Big flashes across for the support. And it's going to be the op picked up by Daps. He has been able to use. He actually has the collateral. He gets 2 kills with it. It's a 2 versus 1, but Snappy waits there towards the oral rig. Sorry.
Daps was feeling it. He got those 2 frags. It was the 1v2. But Heroic win that, and honestly, what more is there to say besides Madi? Insane hold. That spray was crazy. He made that gun look heavy, how well he was controlling his recoil. Both headshots and the important opening frag as well. I thought it was a little bit risky to train like that. He had a good spot. He dodged the flash already, so I wondered why he didn't stay up there, but maybe that's why I'm not in this tournament.
At least you're casting it.
Yeah, at least I'm a part of it.
5-4 now, as Optic Gaming, with the amount of rounds that they've stacked up in a row, will be able to purchase weapons on this round. We did have a drive-by to start things off. It was going to be Stanislaw, or it is Stanislaw, running across through the point of view of Madi, but everybody's still at 100 HP after that encounter. So Optic Gaming with Stanislaw just trying to get some information. Mixwell playing it very slowly with Nafly all together, so they do have a buddy system at the same time. And this is where you're talking about this gamble for, do you want to put 3?
Yeah, they're committing 2 to be like hard. They're on the left side of the site, like no one's a Z rotator. In fact, there is a Z rotator, and he's playing A right now, so that's an even more heavy amount of attention towards the other side of the map.
So you kind of have the inner really focusing towards this upper ramp, utilizing Valde to play that rotation with a Z-shaped hallway. So really turtling back here for Heroic, playing it more passively than usual, just to help for that quick rotate on that Z support in case Optic hits inside B. But on the other end, Optic.
Oh man, this is really good from Heroic. They're putting a lot of attention on Ivy. Oh, Glaive actually getting a little bit aggressive here, and there's gonna be someone to trade it, so he doesn't get that frag, and he sticks around for the fight. I think he should have gone behind the box. You gotta expect the teammate's gonna be there at some point. That was a little bit rough, but whoa, snappy, nice shot, headshot onto Stanislaw. Maybe shuts down that Ivy presence, so there's one in CT, and that's Freeze. He's gonna have an op, doesn't get the shot off, and gets killed. 2 players missing. That's Mixwell and Snappy. Who's gonna win this duel? It won't matter. Daps comes in from the back and trades it for him.
Valde, though, at least comes out. It is a 3 versus 1. Valde, now the last man standing, who was playing towards Z the whole time, has not seen any action, but now he's going to see plenty on his 3 versus 1. Nafly, even though he got spammed down to 12 HP, has stayed alive this whole time. And also picking up the AWP left behind by Freeze, so they could go for a double up setup on their end for Optic Gaming. And I want to question that for you, because Valde at this point will try to save his rifle. How viable is a double up setup for Optic Gaming, or even for the terrorist team in general on train?
It's not. So they just had last round had a very slow default where no picks were given up by Heroic. So if they have the 2 ops and also Heroic going to be on the back foot, maybe they decide to be aggressive. If that's the case, then they could potentially get kills with their ops. But ultimately, on T side, ops are going to slow you down. Having 2 of them especially means that you're not going to be able to go to a site beginning of the round bottom line. And if they know that, Heroic can adjust their style accordingly. But even towards the mid round, the only thing that you can get out of it is maybe an op shot comes out at B, and whether or not it kills somebody, it causes a reaction on the other side of the map. So maybe the guy at Ivy, right, the CTU's at Ivy, is like, well, I just heard an op shot at B, I can be a little bit more aggressive here, not expecting the second op, and potentially that can get him a pick. Ultimately, I think it's good for 1, but I don't think it's worth having to, and they get rid of it, so.
Okay. So it's just to try to pick that last kill if possible through the alley trains or through the train lanes. As now we see it not going through, with the exception of Valde, who was able to keep the M4, but they open up too quickly, including that M4, and they decide to walk back towards that ladder room and execute inside B. Meanwhile, we will hear some footsteps close to E-Box.
I think that's like an old, that was like an old train source strat. If they intended to go B, where they do wall smokes, they run across to ladder to make noise outside, but they have 2 the entry into the B site, and they go up ladder and plant in B. All on an eco, so maybe it was the adjustment off the left getting that kill. Hard to say. Either way, Optic 7 rounds on T side. That's a good place to be.
So Optic, if it was that strategy, has gone through the environmental way in terms of strategy, which is reduce, reuse, recycle strategies. That seems to work now against pistols. 7-4 is a score.
Sorry, I didn't follow.
It's okay. It's early for us.
Yes, it's early. But it's 5 p.m. somewhere, am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Full shaker.
Happy hour.
So Rush, with the rest of Optic Gaming, are just going to take this very slow. Again, from this broadcast, try not to give a lot of positions away until they come into contact. So Heroic at this point, trailing behind by 3, who had a very strong start here, Launders. They can't seem to be holding out towards that Ivy side too many times, because they've lost control of that twice, which have been big rounds that Optic were able to convert to.
Yeah. Now, with the way that people spot the inner ramp like that Madi was just doing, you have to pretty much pre-fire it. We saw how quickly Rush tried to come out and get that shot. And so, for the most part, it's really safe to do. You get an info on players crossing across upper, but it also shies them away from it. And if you do it early enough on the round, it almost neutralizes the effect of spotting in the first place, because afterwards you can't watch for it, and you just have to assume that they might have crossed. So it only helps you if you see that it's going to be an execute. Here, Stanislav leads the charge. Great flash, though. Madi still comes out to victor in the duel, and if he got that kill, who knows what would have happened. Balde missing a couple of shots, ends up finding a frag and almost another Mixwell with a wallbang through E-Box. Picks up the trade, but he is very low. Thankfully for him, he has the op. One-shot kill potential. Snappy trying to find the spray through the smoke. It's good. Daps to put on a little bit of pressure. I don't know if he's going to follow up with this, but now he's in a 1-on-3, so everybody's going to be watching their back, and it looks like Snappy, wow, with just 12 HP, does 100 damage. And do we have is that clapping for Heroic?
Yeah, we got some Heroic fans now.
All right.
Do we have Heroic fans here? That's a lie. Maybe it was just the players themselves.
Just too nice, right? Everyone's just too nice.
Mind you, we do have a score update going on for the other side for Optic, for Complexity versus Rogue. The map is on Mirage. Last update that we had, it is 12-7 in favor of Complexity. This round now, Optic Gaming do have enough economy to go for a buy here. It is going to be Madi still playing aggressively down towards that lower ramp. He's going to look to see if anybody's going to push through. But it's just going to stay calm for now for Optic.
I think Optic have won just at least a few rounds in a row now, and so this is going to be a really tough loss for Heroic. If they don't pick this up, it might ruin their half completely. Again, Heroic have a very good T side, I think. I think in general are a pretty defaulty team, very comfortable playing rounds out slowly and do a good job of it.
Yep.
So game's not over till it's over. Madi pulling out a smoke. He's spotted, but he's in a relatively safe spot. No, not safe from that fly, however. And Freeze is going to fall off the back. And with so low HP, doesn't even get the time to pull the trigger on Rush. Take it down immediately.
Yeah, unfortunately for Madi this time, he couldn't pull that spray transfer that he did a few rounds ago. And with Freeze dropping immediately, that's the call right there. I mean, you've already taken the whole site for Optic Gaming, a full roster. Only one player getting damage out of the whole execution. That's huge right now. Valde now spotting here at Z-shaped hallway. Lines up 2 to make it slightly more expensive for Optic Gaming on the chase. Main's going to try to flush him out. He's down to 35 HP now, and Mixwell gets the op kill. Now 2 more to go if they still want to keep hunting. It's going to be Snappy and Glaive trying to hold these back. Yeah. Despite that, though, the bomb is going to go off. It's going to be 8-5 now in favor of Optic. So it looks like we do have more Optic fans versus Heroic fans here in the crowd.
I wanted to end it in a fist fight between the two fans, but I don't think that's sanctioned.
This isn't a football game.
Yeah.
As in European football.
Football, yes.
Football. But yes, when they executed inside that lower bomb set, that was what we're trying to say here at Launders, only Navfly got damaged. It was that face-to-face battle against Madi, and nobody else were there to actually
clean entries. Yeah. Freeze misses op shot, got spammed with the smoke originally. No damage there. And if you lose your 2 players in there, that's just a save. That's just it. That's it. You know, you have to at least if you lose your 2 players in there, they've delayed long enough to cause the rotation so that people can get out of the seat safely. But oh, that's Mix.
Nice pick by Mixwell. They're executing towards the outside, and you mentioned it here before here, Launders. It is going to be a very poor buy for Heroic, leaning in with some rifles and UMP to sum things up. We have a 3-on-2 situation. Bomb has been planted pretty much in the front of the bomb train. Snappy switching over to the M4 as he picks it up there and is able to even up the tally on a 2-2.
Ooh, Stan's job to watch ladder. And Mixwell to pick up both frags. 3K on the round. Another clutch going the way of Optic, and that is just, I think that's all she wrote for this half. It's going to be 1 more round. Heroic should be piss broke, if I'm not mistaken. And 10-5 moving into the second half.
Yep.
You hate to see it. I didn't actually expect it to happen.
So let's look at it now. Last round to go in this first half. You are indeed buying whatever you can here for Heroic. Launders did call that they were piss broke. Well, they do have 1 submachine gun to work with. Freeze, Madi, Valde, Glaive, and Snappy will try to at least make it to 9-6 if possible. While Optic at this round will play this still again very slowly. Actually, it's been a good mix here, Launders, of very slow play to explosive rounds on the outside and inner at all angles here for Optic.
They have kept it very dynamic. I think. Oh, and Monty will get a second.
Surprise.
Oh, he would. Yeah, 257 headshots to shut down inner. 5v3 now. Definitely is now in the favor of Heroic after picking up that AK as well. I wonder if Monty's going to be able to get away with sneaking that extra rifle. The main problem is, though, they have no control of inner, no info there. 4 players outside to deal with all the time in the world, but not sure that's going to play a big factor.
Yeah, all the time in the world, but not enough firepower. Daps is going to try to lean out to get some information. Catches volley off guard, though, towards Sandwich, and Mixwell then evens up the tally. Okay, so that's good enough. They do have the firepower because they do have Mixwell that's starting to heat up a little bit here on this map of Train. Mixwell moving up. Lots of people blinded here across the map of the 8 bomb train. They spot now one. It's going to be Glaive at the bomb train and goes for a drive-by. 30 seconds off of the clock. Traded back by Nafly on the 5 train. And now it is going to be an AK and UMP versus Snappy and Madi versus Daps and Nafly. The 2 Canadians here along with Optic Gaming. But Madi and Snappy stops that, and they're finally going to put a point on the scoreboard. We're going to end the first half now, 9-6.
But they're very fortunate to get that round, obviously, and it's Madi to get the 2 opening frags means they should have won it all along. I think he came through to get the final kill of the round as well, or like the second last kill. Either way, another very important frag. Yeah.
So we are actually going to go immediately live into the second half. Thankfully, we're not going to miss the pistol round here.
You jinxed it.
We got some fans from across the pond.
Oh, we got some Winter. Is it Winter Fox fans?
Yeah. Is it Winter Fox fans?
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Cloud9 fans? Yeah. Immortals fans?
What does obrigado mean? How are you?
Obrigado
Yeah.
is thank you.
Thank you.
And obrigado for men, obrigada for females.
Okay.
But pistol round is underway. Optic Gaming, Daps, Rush, Stanislaw, Nafly, and Mixwell gonna try to hold it off here towards the Ivy side. 3 guys pushing out. It is gonna be Madi and Valdi getting the first 2 entries. Stanislaw retaliates back. We do have Mixwell at the Z-shaped hallway. 3 guys streaming in from the A bomb train. He's forced to fall back and reload and recuperate with Daps.
They've got quite the retake on their hands. This is a round that you can win most of the time. Outside on train, there's just so many angles, so many places that anyone can be. You've got to pick your spots. They spotted one. A little info. Daps gonna creep up on him and get that kill. And, oh, there's a big flank coming out. This is no way.
Yeah. But thankfully for them, the bomb is planted on the other side, but they spot one moving up towards the 6. Here's the backstab, but it's missed. Muddy's coming out towards E, but at least Glaive is there. Mixwell's on his own. They're going to try to knife across as well, but Glaive is going to seal that kill with the USP. Heroic puts the point on the scoreboard. That's 2 pistols won now for them on this map.
Yeah, I mean that just goes to show you how well Optic have played. They've no. Optic won the first pistol. Did they not?
Pretty sure they lost it.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Yep, Heroic won it.
Yeah, they did?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that just means that Optic have had an even more incredible half, right? That could have been that could have been, let's say they won that last round, it's 10-5, and then they have the pistol in the 3 rounds. That could have been a 13-2. Think about that.
But the reality of it now, it is 9-7 in favor of Optic. But losing this pistol again gives a great chance for Heroic to narrow down and even tie up in the next 2 rounds. Looking at it, Optic Gaming at this point, a little mix of a buy in terms here. Daps and Mixwell only purchasing a P250 for Daps respectively. He's playing it towards the schools and he spots Madi, kills him, but it's traded out by Frizz. Stanislaw is still close though. He's gonna try to lean out. He does spot 1, and with Rush actually kills 2, and Stanislaw capitalizes on the 4th kill. Valde is now being backstabbed by Nafly, coming out with the pistol to take him down, and they equaled him.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't bring an AK to a paintball fight. Because those guns just dominated. And wow. Just like that, they steal back the momentum. They put themselves in the double digits, that 10-round lead, and they picked up 2 AKs off of that. How many players did they lose? I think they only lost 1 player that round.
Yeah.
That like pretty much had no chance of losing at any point. And Heroic are going to counter by in response. I don't even know if this is warranted because they didn't even lose enough players last round to make it so that if Optic lose this, they're going to have to save. They might be able to buy again. So I think Heroic should have just taken the L. Yeah, taken the L to the chin, reset, waited 1 round, and then bought. their hole is deep, but it's not deeper than it was yesterday. So maybe they should have a little bit more faith in themselves to come back into this. And why'd you look at me like that? That's that deep? Because it said deep?
I was going to say that's what you said, yeah. But Mixwell now with the AK-47 from the previous round, playing it towards the back of the side. This is a huge aggressive play for Heroic, pushing all the way up as well. Power flash, but that's going to blind volley at the same time. Meanwhile, his teammates are falling down. No bomb plants yet coming in for Heroic. Finally, it is now. And again, Mixwell just loves Daps way too much in this game.
Get one tap that.
Pushing through towards Z.
Oh,
Does
no.
get the kill. They've turned things around. This might have been bad news for that TK. Now Napfly and Mixwell both at low HP on a 3 versus 2. Make that a 3 versus 1. Mixwell at this point, the clock is ticking down. He does have a kid at least, but he's leaned out and Glaive gets the kill. And they get pistol, bot, and equaled back.
What just happened? Daps was at the back end of heaven, I believe, and he was just sitting there, minding his own business, probably trying to help out. Gets killed twice by Mixwell in this game, and this one actually lose the round because of it. I'm surprised Heroic were able to win because Optic had such great guns, including the AKs that they had taken from Heroic last round, and now we're going to be buying back in response.
Well, you got to see at least that Mixwell's been on point. He's getting good frags with the AWP.
Headshot again. Oh my
good
God.
shot on his teammates. Napfly though, one-man advantage. As they're all blinded, he had no idea where he was going, fully blinded.
Oh man, he thought he got out of there.
Yeah, and Glaive at that time was like, oh, I got the kill, he's running away, I'm reloading. He could have caught him off guard there. That would have been huge for Napfly.
That's great.
Well, one for one, 4-on-4 for both Heroic and Optic, and after those shenanigans, things have calmed down. Optic Gaming deciding to go for a stack over here. Ooh. As now they're going to spawn him. They actually went for a full buy coming up with whatever economy that they had. So they had Rush with that M4 on top of that 6 train.
Yeah, this is a who's going to save first situation where every team's going to buy in response, and the bomb by itself going Z to potentially throw some nades. Not sure what the plan was here, but I guess it was to help his teammates get escorted out of Ivy. But they thought this on lock right now. This is not a crossfire. It's even better.
Yeah.
It's a stack fire?
Stack, yeah, high-low there on that 6 train. Yeah. Bomb was by himself at T-Con. I mean, how infuriating could it be? He got caught with a knife in his hands at T-Con. Did not expect, I think that was Stanislaw, right, to be up that close. That's some of these...
the round was really ugly, even at that point, so that was just salt in the wounds, in my opinion. That was a...
small mistakes that happened there, and that turns out to be very costly for Heroic.
There it is. The thing is that the longer this goes on, I mean, it depends. Like Optic, whoever has the gun should win, right?
Yeah.
But it hasn't been the case, so it's clear that Heroic have seen themselves do this. They have incentive to try again because they're one away from forcing Optic to have to force up in response. But everybody's buy gets better. Or, excuse me, actually will disfavor... everyone gets reset every time. I don't even know. People are buying to 0. It's kind of crazy that they're able to do it towards TK right now.
The only thing that's tough right now is that it's more dangerous for Optic Gaming. Those M4s are more expensive, so they might be able to see a double save should they go for a force fire and not work out. Now it needs to get a bomb plan, and you go for the boost and the kill over towards Ivy, so Napfly falls down. CTs are moving out. Rush trying to spray down one down. He does with success. 2 guys very low. That snappy and body for Team Heroic, but they have finally found some good positioning here for this post plant. Glaive now at the 6 train. On green is able to take down Mixwell at the bomb box. Rush is still trying to get these kills. It's stolen away by Stanislaw, but Frizz is on his huge backstab.
Oh.
Marty then trades it on to Stanislaw. It's a 2 versus 1. He comes out all the way around, all the way to Ivy. And now it's all up to Daps. 2 versus 1. Mac 10 does not come into contact. No kit either. And that is it.
What? Heroic win. Again. 2 force-ups for each team in the second half alone.
But at least for Daps, he was able to keep them around the bomb radius when it went off, so nobody from Heroic's side were able to keep their guns. So on both sides, if it's going to be a force by force gaming, for Optic Gaming rather.
I have to say, Optic, sorry, finish your point.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's going to be a low buy from both sides.
Right. It's actually, both teams looking worse for wear at the moment. And, wow, I don't even know. Like, not having 2 players pushed up maybe is the reason the bomb went down 5v5.
Oh my god,
and this is happening again. Come on, one more time, why not?
No flashbangs this time, though, so Napfly stays alive. Does have support at the same time, though, from Mixwell. Good smoke, at least, to save his teammates. No more TKs there. So Napfly able to fall back. 5-on-4 situation. Napfly still spamming through. Valde was the one fighting them with the UMP. Down to 78 HP. But now Heroic have to rethink of how they want to run this round.
Yeah, so they didn't recover a gun off of it, and Nafly is really low, so I'd say that Heroic are still totally in this. I like that they're just going for an execute as opposed to taking their time, getting picked off one more time, and then trickling into a site. But there are 4 players outside, so unless this is going to be some type of fake, Densilly, I think it's potentially going to spell disaster for them. Unless, of course, they get smoked out because they're playing too far back. I wonder what they're going to do here. See, Rotator looks a little bit nervous about his positioning.
Oh, nice flash there. Stanislaw was fully blinded. I think from that position came from on top of that ladder. So good way for Snappy to move out, get the Tech 9 kill. Now Dash trying to spray through, but at the wrong spot, the bomb is going to get planted, but Mixwell's pushing through. It's a trade-off again. Snappy with the flashbang dance kill. And now it's a 3 versus 3. Snappy's still trying to move up. He's been on fire in this round for the team. Still trying to hunt down and chase the kill onto Rush, but does not work. Meanwhile, Madi did manage to take down Nafly. So we're on a 2 versus 2. Madi now being spotted, pushed up by Dabs at the E-box inside the ladder room, but does not connect with the kill. Frizz is at 1 HP. Rush, last man standing, still trying to find this bomb. He's like, where is it? It's planted on the top of that ledge.
Oh, and there it is, the 2 in a row. And this is when it gets really scary for Optic. And after all that madness, finally we have a round where the team who has the better guns wins.
Yep.
Wow. Just as any good Counter-Strike round should go. We finally get that. 1 for 5, of course. And a match pause because they've got to make a decision here. They decided to force up. That should be their last time doing it.
Even at this point, though, they've lost 2 rounds in a row, right, Launders? So they're going to be on that save, of course, because they finally lost 2 in a row. The next round is going to be $2,400 for them.
So it's a double save because they get reset. They spent all their money. They're fighting to earn themselves a double save on the other team. So that means that they're going to be in a bad position for the next 2 rounds.
Yeah.
They consciously made that choice to chase.
Oh, I think I saw them at that like 2.2, 2.3 K in terms of money that was for Optic. So losing this one here, they'll be at like at the 4K mark, like low 4.2.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So they actually might make the decision to.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought they were all about 1,400, but they, well, this would be the second round that they lose. So yeah.
So indeed, yeah, they'll be able to go for small armor if they wanted to,
potentially, but they won't have an op, and they're on CT side, so they have to make a decision. Do they want to give up that adjustment? And I think at this point, if the bigger gun you put in Mixwell's hands, the more potential there is for Daps to get killed. So maybe they will decide to save one, just force up what they can.
Well, now Heroic is in a good position to tie up this game. Full save going in for Optic Gaming. Frizzo starts things off very low at 29 HP. So this was out towards T-Con. I wonder if it was spawning here from of that 5 train or a 6 train. But for Heroic, despite knowing that Optic Gaming are on a save, are still playing this very slowly in case we're going to get rushed somewhere or anticipating the stack. They really want to try to utilize Freeze and Snappy first to get that information moving out from T-Con, and they finally spot Nafly to take him down and give them a 1-man advantage.
Stanislaw looking over the top of this train. Oh, what? That was a dink?
Yeah, apparently. Okay. You wear helmets on your feet.
Sure, we take those.
So to Snappy down at 39. He knows that Glave's on the other end as well. He's forcing Valde out, slowly running out of bullets, but finally as soon as he reloads, he gets picked off, and Rush was trying to move up slowly to help him. But Glaive still there with the crossfire with the UMP.
Oh, everyone got dinked. I mean, can anyone get finished off? They're really far away, so the damage fall off the USB is very high right now.
Daps now the last man standing. There's one.
Okay.
I think there's 2.
Yeah, that's great. They stopped the plant. They got 2 kills.
Yeah.
These are AK buys, a full-on AK buy on a full eco. So it's important that they keep the damage up to keep Heroic honest. They might decide to buy now. It depends, as you mentioned, on how much money they actually have. And no matter what, they won't be able to get an op. So yeah, they've decided to. That's very reasonable buy for sure. They had.
Only thing they don't really have here is a kit.
Oh yeah, a little bit of an oversight. I mean, some of these like heat grenades, for example, could have easily been kits.
Yeah. Or maybe if Daps actually didn't purchase that head armor, he could have had that kit for the team. But we'll see. Maybe all they need is gunfire, because we haven't really seen that many occasions of plants during gun rounds now in this second half. Now, pretty slow so far here for Optic Gaming, as well as for Heroic. They do have the buddy system going through for this terrorist team. I'm going to go for an attempt of a running boost to peek out towards this alley side, and I think they spotted Nafly, so people encountered, that's why, there you go. They have that smoke to force him out.
They do that run boost to get over the wall without being seen, so I don't think he actually saw anything.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just the waiting game here while we have each team posturing to make it seem like they're going to do something, whether or not they will do it, and try to bait out as many resources as possible so they have a proper execute. Now, Optic Gaming, very low on resources themselves, so don't have a lot to counter nade with, and we'll have to come down to hitting shots to say this is a lot. Whoa.
Yeah, they spotted him. So Glaive is moving out, so they have this executed towards the outside bomb site. It is going to be Mixwell boosted up on Z. Rush still towards that 6 train. He's going to take down the Frizz, that Peacon. Bomb is now planted. 4-on-2 situation. Things are looking good for Optic Gaming to turn things around and retake the lead in this map. Vale is still in the bomb train. Spam taking out Nafly. They're still trying to push out a spray through the smoke. And he finally does so against Stanislaw. Snappy now looking for a good position. 3 versus 1.
And they know, yeah. They're ready for that.
All of them looking towards that ladder room.
Yeah, I'd say Rush was in the key position to get the kills that he did. And then I think it was Glaive to like fall back too far while reloading and then jumping around that got him killed as well. Heroic had a really nice set of smokes. They got outside, they got the bomb down with enough players alive to win the round, but in the midst of the chaos, Optic found their footing and had no trouble dealing with it ultimately. 3v1 here. Snappy, no chance. Solid round from all parties.
Heroic still haven't given up at this point. So they do have a Tech 9 and a UMP, but full rifles for the remaining players. Optic Gaming setting up this time to start. Very passive with 2 guys playing towards Z for fast rotations if needed. And a smoke at the bottom ramp to just slow things down on Heroic side. Against Heroic to start.
Again, this is a team that's going to default very often. They like doing it. And on T side, it can really make you stressed out. Being on the CT side. A little bit of damage death to Daps.
Yep.
The Molotov is going to shy them off the ramp a little bit, push them one way or the other, and really great play. Ends up getting 2 frags for it. Daps going to reload, and then come back for more, but Madi with the Tech 9, too powerful, hitting both headshots, and potentially giving his teammate a passageway to plant the bomb.
Yeah.
Smoke drone.
He did the wide push without nobody really covering towards that upper, so he was able to backstab 2 guys, get the bomb plant for Heroic. This is mission successful to start. Actually, it was a forced buy going in for Heroic. So this is starting to get a little bit costly, so that bomb plant was desperately needed. Wow. Nice job from Madi, but now he's the last man standing with low HP. Mixwell backstabs him, and they retake the site for the defuse. Optic Gaming will move up 13-11 now against Heroic.
So now they have the lead. They have the thing is that they forced out the buy there, right? The Tech 9 with the op. It's not an awful buy, but it's clearly a desperation one. And then you have this round where they have a plant, so they're going to be tempted to buy one more time, right? They're going to have a little bit of a loss bonus, but no, not nearly enough on each player. Only one could do AK head armor. So instead, we'll decide to play from 14, which makes way more sense than to buy right now, risk getting to match point, and have very little chance of winning the round. No, they didn't have nearly enough money. Optic now are just in a position where it's up to you guys. It's up to Heroic to make us work, right? You have to make us figure out what you're doing. So far, what we're doing, it's working pretty good. We won the 2 most important rounds of the half. We traded rounds that have got us to this point, and we know that you guys don't have a lot of money right now.
They had 5 smokes at least that they invested in, and they're going to try to trickle out here, but Mixwell is boosted on top, gets insta-dinked, but also was able to get the first kill onto Glaive. Nafly with the crossfire on the top of the 6 range. 1 and 2 kills, spawning a few more towards the E-box. Snappy still trying to run through just to try to get a bomb plant. Good job from Madi. They're trying to run across it. A knife kill from Nafly, though. That's a NAF kill.
A NAF kill, yeah. We from the SAF.
Lots of money now.
Kill.
In the pockets of Nafly for Optic Gaming, 14-11. They did get a bomb plant, though. Well, as we wait for this to unravel here to see what's going to happen in the next round, we do have a score update between Team Complexity and Rogue. Complexity have actually won the first map.
Congratulations.
16-9 on Mirage, now moving on to Cash.
It's looking. They're already looking like a little bit better than they were yesterday. I think almost losing to Ace, and there's a Canadian flag because we are in Canada.
Eh?
Two things that suck about Canada: milk in a bag and Tim Hortons.
Maple syrup.
You don't like maple syrup?
Oh, you said you don't like about
Yeah.
Canada. You
Milk
don't
and-
like Tim Hortons?
No, I don't.
How do you not like Tim Hortons?
McDonald's coffee's better.
That's true. Actually,
Their cookies are cheaper.
McDonald's coffee
Caffee.
is actually pretty good.
Okay, now you're from New York.
Cafe. Yeah. I'm from New Jersey.
Dude, oh my God.
Actually, I'm not really good with accents. But I do have 3 languages. I know 3 languages. So accents, default is French, English, and Vietnamese. Although, though, good play so far from Optic Gaming. So we do have a pause coming through. I'm pretty sure it's a technical.
No, we have,
tactical.
everyone's back in the game, so
Yep.
let's go do it.
14-11 now for Optic Gaming. Heroic will have to decide what they want to do with that pause here. What comes out of it? It's going to be Glaive getting the opening kill for Stanislaw inside Ivy.
Well, that kill almost makes you wonder about that boost because there was no way he could have seen them shooting him. So he's probably like, man, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. If they crouch onto that.
It's very costly too, right? It's very late in the game to try some of these ballsy plays where it hasn't really been tested, but at least there's support there from Rush. He trades it down to Valde. Glaive is also down to 17 HP.
Yeah.
And this is what Dust was talking about as well a lot. That teamwork from Valde and Glaive towards the Ivy side, not only on the CT, but on the T side. But it is even up on the 4 versus 4.
That teamwork. And we have a man pushed up upper as well, so you don't need a fast rotation inner. He has so much information right now that he can stay up here, and if they don't test him, even if they go down the lower ramp, he can just walk across upper and shoot them while they're planning, and they're going to have no idea. So Dab's in a critical spot. They're going to take time. Potentially, we'll clear him knowing that it is a 4-4 situation. No one's been at B for a while, but the smokes are going to come out. I wonder if this means that they're going to try to throw something over Z and go inner, or if they're actually going to take it outside. And it looks like, yeah, they're going to walk towards inner. Dabs is going to be the man to watch. Ooh, and he sees them. Oh, yeah.
A fake to start.
Oh,
so
yeah,
slow.
Dabs. Oh, yeah. Whoa, the molly?
Yeah, because there's
delay
20
the
seconds
plan?
left on the clock indeed. He gets the kill into Glaive as well. They're pushing through across. They're waiting for this smoke to molly to dissipate. But they get picked off. Mixwell with 2 off kills. It is a 3 versus 0 now as Snapfly picks up the kill from upper ramp. And this is now map point for Optic Gaming Launders.
Well played by Daps. That was a great decision. I hadn't even thought of that. I thought he was just going to go for the first and maybe second kill, but that just delays so long, and it makes you kind of worried. And potentially you don't even know where the molly comes from. He also gets the opportunity to get another frag. Just well played. And he even deals with the guy that he saw jumping out into upper afterwards. So that guy knew that he had a mission to go on.
Well, despite being TK twice, has been an optimal player now for Optic Gaming on the CT side, and that is Mixwell with that EWP. All eggs in one basket for Heroic as they're facing their first loss in this series, 15-11 in favor of Optic Gaming. As they do have a bit to work with to try to work smokes on the outside, and here you go. They're rushing out, and Skipper Rush is on top of 6 train, but a long-range UMP to take him down. And it is going to be a 5-on-4 situation. Still trying to move in to get the bomb plant. The bomb is slowly moving up from E-box. Napfly, headshot onto Valde. 4-on-4. Bomb is now planted. Daps at Z trying to move up with his teammates to try to go for this retake, but it's going to be tough. It's 4 guys alive for Heroic. Advantage for them, though, is that they do have the firepower.
Yeah, they're taking their time. No one's pushing anything, however. They don't have mollies to flush anyone out of the spot. Snap's got to get these kills, and he does. Daps is going to help out with the Stanislaw as well. One of the last 2 players spotted, that's Glaive. And now it all comes down to Madi. Match point. Someone's on the bomb. There's 4 players out there. You got to go stop him, man. There's no way you're going to save, and that's it, yeah. That's the bottom line. Optic Gaming, take it 16-11. Can't say I expected